Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help, and welcome back to another video today. So today I'm going to be talking about maxing and sort of how much it's changed throughout the years. I personally maxed my account back in 2022, and just even in the 3 years, so many changes have come into the game to maybe make maxing easier, maybe a little bit quicker, or just maybe more enjoyable, right? So I'm going to be telling you guys how I maxed, or how I got from level 1 to 99 and every single skill in the game, and then sort of maybe the approach you should now. First of all, you want to ask yourself, do you actually want to max? Something like this big of a grind is some serious dedication to the game, and there's a reason why that not that many players ever do it, is because it takes a very, very long time. You have to be dedicated to this game. And it's one of those things, right? Like, how badly do you want it? I mean, the max cape is extremely nice, one of the best quality of life items I've ever gotten in this game. And it's because I actually do enjoy skilling, and I enjoy pretty much most aspects of this game. So to me, going for the max cape wasn't really a chore. Now, there were times like when I was training, say, agility or mining, where, I wasn't having the most fun with it, but I would, set myself to do an hour of agility a day or something similar to that, right? Until the very end when I was grinding everything out, right? It's something that I really wanted to do, and, if there was like agility or mining or like a skill in the way, then, maybe you can push through it. But if you just hate skilling or hate PVM or hate one aspect of the game, don't force yourself to max, right? You want to enjoy yourself playing the game. This is going to be mainly for Ironman focused, right? Because mains, you could just earn money and then sort of buy the most expensive things, right? But even if you're a main or an iron, if you do want to max, I would recommend you just take your time with it and actually kind of enjoy the journey, right? There's so many skills now that I look at, because I've been maxed for 3 years, and like I would have passively gotten a lot of 99s over my time of playing if I, was just doing it that way. For example, if I look at a lot of my skills, right, I've got 26 million magic XP, 21 million fletching, 16 million woodcutting, 24 million firemaking, right? A lot of the skills in here I passively would have got over time, and I didn't have to kind of go out of the way and grind them out like when I was going for maxing. A lot of them you get over time. For example, right, when I was going for 99 rune crafting at the blood runes, I was also training crafting and mining, right? So it's something you sort of have to keep in mind, but again, don't be too sweaty with it. Okay, so I'm going to start this off with the combat stats. So we're talking like attack, strength, defense, range, hit points, magic. I guess even prayer a little bit here, right? But for most of those skills, just train them with Slayer. A lot of people go out of their way to like the Nightmare Zone, or I guess even we've got like the Gemstone Crab now, or just any of the crabs in general, and train their combat. Now, there's not ever really a point in doing this unless you are a like a pure account, or if you want to, say, get your combat higher level for Slayer, right? It's one of those things where you're gonna passively train all of your combat stats with Slayer, so you might as well do it with Slayer. And that's how I kind of got all of my combat stats to maxing, and it really hasn't changed much since I maxed. Most of my melee was obviously done with Slayer itself. Other alternatives you can do would be like some of the Slayer bosses like Cerberus, right? A lot of my range was done on bosses as well, like the Alchemical Hydra, Zulrah, and even Vorkath. And a lot of my magic was done bursting Slayer, but also with magic, I did a lot of teleporting around the game, and also the Plank Make spell. For my 99 prayer, I honestly thought that I was going to have to kill like thousands and thousands of dragons, but I was training Slayer anyways, and the Alchemical Hydra was my savior for prayer. Killed a lot of the Alchemical Hydra because they drop dragon bones and Hydra bones, right? And this eventually got me over to 99 prayer. Things I would definitely do differently now would be the Demonic Offering and Sinister Offering spells on the Arceus spellbook. Whenever you're training Slayer, you can convert ashes and bones right into experience while you're on task, which is very nice and definitely makes prayer a little more passive and, without having to stockpile a bunch of bones, right? And another thing that I would do would be the new Varlamore prayer method. Especially early game, or if you are a hardcore Ironman, the Varlamore prayer method with the blessed bone shards is an amazing way to actually train prayer, especially on a lower level account. If you want to get up to say like 70 or 80 prayer, it can be one of the best ways to do so. So the rune crafting skill is a funny one, right? It's a very slow skill in the game, but you actually have the option of doing the Guardians of the Rift now at just level 27 rune crafting, and you obviously need to complete the Temple of the Eye quest. So definitely take advantage of the Guardians of the Rift. Get yourself the full of the Eye outfit, and also you want to get all of the rewards from here, like the Abyssal Needle, and finish off the pouches. Definitely a good and cool way to get your pouches with the Guardians of the Rift. It can be some pretty good experience overall. Definitely not the fastest in the game, but definitely, I would say, the most fun and chill way to train rune crafting in the game, unless you want the AFK method of doing blood runes, and that's exactly what I did. Personally, if you want to, get 99 rune crafting extremely slow, but make a lot of money for your account, you can get it. You can do blood runes, right? And you can always sell them to the guy in Alcrid for 200 GP each. If you want a method with a little bit more XP and a little bit more focus, definitely do the Guardians of the Rift. I would recommend you do it anyways until you unlock all of the outfit and everything from it. But if you want a way faster way to train, you could always do, lava runes or something like that. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where the Guardians of the Rift will actually get you so many different types of runes and be very beneficial for your account overall. So if you want to do a mixture of the blood runes and maybe Guardians of the Rift, that would probably be the way to go. One thing to keep note with rune crafting, there is also the Day Alt Essence, which you can mine as a very good way of actually getting pure essence on your account, and you will obviously get more rune crafting XP when using them. So you spend a little bit of time of mining them, but you get a little bit more XP for crafting the runes. Also, another method a lot of people do is the ZMI. I was just never personally a fan. Construction's an interesting skill, and it's one of the harder ones to train on an Ironman because you need to get a lot of the supplies yourself, right? Now, there's different ways of gathering the planks. What I personally did was wait for the Kingdom of Miscellanea for a very long time to collect me the teak and also mahogany planks, and that's kind of how I trained construction, right? I mostly did the mythical cape racks all the way to 99, right? It wasn't slow by any means, but it wasn't the fastest method in the game. Fairly good experience, and it didn't take too long. Now, the thing that I would definitely change now would be to implement mahogany homes into this, right? I already had 99 construction when mahogany homes came out, and I would have loved to take advantage of that, especially if you are an Ironman account. It is a great way to save your planks, and it honestly isn't even that bad XP, and some of the rewards can be very good as well. So I would definitely at least do mahogany homes until you get all the rewards and the collection logs from it, and then do whatever method you want. A decent way for you to actually get planks is either chop the teak or mahogany logs yourself and then, convert them with the sawmill or use the plank make spell. Another popular way I've seen people gather a lot of planks is by doing a ton of PVM, especially the Chambers of Zarek. Over time, you can stack a bunch of planks. Agility is a really boring skill, and honestly not too much has changed with it. We obviously have the wilderness agility course now where you can make some money, but as for the XP rates, not too much has really changed over the years. How I personally got from 1 to 99 agility is I pretty much did the rooftop laps. I did a little bit of the agility pyramid and a little bit of the sepulcher. I know the sepulcher is extremely popular with a lot of people. Again, it wasn't personally a method for me, so I just chose to do the rooftop laps the whole way. But yeah, whichever one you want to do. If you want to focus a little bit more and kind of get to learn the sepulcher, it could be a lot more fun. Or if you want to just sit back, relax, and click laps for 200 hours, then do the rooftops like I did. Herblore is kind of interesting because there's not really a how-to with Herblore. You kind of just have to gather herbs, and it takes a very long time to get all the herbs for getting 99. But there is a few things that have changed since I maxed. We obviously have the mixology minigame now, which is extremely good for Ironman. You do get like slow XP, definitely compared to your regular training, but it is a way where you can save a lot of supply costs on the herbs. And if you are an Ironman that doesn't have too many herbs, this can actually be a game changer for Herblore for you to get quest requirements and stuff like that. So again, I would do the mixology minigame until you have all of the collection log slots unlocked, and until you get whatever level you need, right? And then after that, you can train Herblore the traditional way by making potions. The best way to get herbs, honestly, is with farming. I personally like to do farming contracts every single day and herb runs so that I can keep up with the seeds that I need for them. Just be consistent with your farm runs and you will stack up herbs over time. Other ways, obviously, PVM. You will get them by training Slayer and a bunch of other stuff in the game. But the best way, personally, is just to farm them every single day and let them stack up over time. Thieving was one of the first 99s that I did get on my account, and I personally did Pyramid Plunder. I've always just really liked the Pyramid Plunder method of training Thieving. It's very chill, and it's very straightforward, and I just never really liked pickpocketing or blackjacking. I know those are also very popular methods of training. Maybe something that I would have changed with Thieving would be at the later levels of Thieving to maybe move on to something like the elves or even Vyres, right? Because I definitely missed out on some of the good rewards from them because I already had 99 Thieving from Plunder. Also, the newer lower level Varlamore method of AFK Thieving that I recently put out on my channel, I would have taken advantage of until I had, high enough levels to do some good plundering. How I got 99 crafting was pretty much almost the same way that I would get it now, is grow the giant seaweed, right? And then collect the buckets by mining in the desert, and eventually turning them into molten glass with the glass make spell. Other ways that you could train crafting, right, is over time you can collect the battle staffs and turn them into the battle staffs, right? By adding the orbs to them, the unpowered battle staffs, and then you add the orb to them. That's a decent way, obviously, of training crafting. And there's also other ways like the multi-skilling method, like training rune crafting at the blood runes. You get a ton of crafting experience, right? So if you want to get 99 crafting, maybe look into other ways that you can passively train this skill. Other than that, you're going to be doing quite a bit of farming. I've also seen a lot of people either kill dragons or something like Vorkath and, train crafting almost the traditional way like a main would and, craft the leather bodies and stuff. If you want to do that, be my guest. So Fletching's actually kind of changed a little bit. Now, Fletching was one of those like AFK skills that I did in college when I was in class. Pretty much what I did was get the Kingdom of Miscellanea to collect the maple logs for me, and over time I just fletched enough of them to get myself to 99 fletching. This was a very slow process. I also, got some yew logs, strung them, made some money, but most of it was definitely with the maple logs. Now, something that I would definitely be doing differently now would have been the new Varlamore Veil Totem fletching method. This was phenomenal. I actually enjoyed the method a lot when it came out on release, and I got from like 14 million fletching to 21 million fletching in just a week or two because I was enjoying the method so much. You get some really good rewards from it. You can start to make a little bit of money with fletching here, and overall it's just an enjoyable experience rather than just sitting at the bank, right? And you also get some of the fastest XP in the game, especially if you're using like magic or redwood logs. Definitely would recommend the Veil Totem fletching method. Slayer is probably my favorite skill in the entire game, and it's funny because I used to not even like PVM at all. I used to be a skiller, not a killer, and ever since I played the Ironman mode, Slayer has become my favorite skill in the game. Now, there's not exactly a way I can even tell you to train the skill because it's kind of so diverse. Like there's so many different ways you can train the skill. There's different Slayer Masters and stuff. They recently, however, just made a Slayer quality of life update where each Slayer Master has their own block list, which can be very helpful. So I definitely wish I could have taken part in that. And other than that, you just want to unlock things like the Slayer Helm and, you know, just the regular traditional stuff for Slayer. I did a lot of Konar Slayer because I wanted to get Hydra tasks, and other than that, I kind of regret that because I wish I did more Duradel tasks and more bossing tasks. But yeah, that's the one thing that I would definitely change is do as many bossing tasks as possible on the way to 99 Slayer. You get to learn a lot of mechanics about the game, and also you get to get a ton of drops for your account because after maxing, you'll be coming back anyways. Now, Hunter is definitely an interesting skill for sure. I was very lazy with Hunter and pretty much did almost all birdhouse runs. I did a lot of herbivore as well because I found that method pretty interesting, but other than, you know, a couple, maybe 1,000 herbivore KC, I pretty much did the rest as birdhouse runs. And do I regret it? No. And would I change it now? Probably not. Birdhouse runs are something that you can do every day with your farm run. Takes pretty much no effort at all, and you get, you know, 5,000 XP every single time that you do a birdhouse run, so it's definitely worth doing. Now, are there any cool new hunting methods that I wish I did on my way to 99? 100%. I wish I started to do the hunter contracts because I wish I was able to do them back in the day because they offer some of the best hunting XP in the game and also some really good rewards that I missed out on, and I will have to go back to fill out the collection log. If you're not a fan of the hunter contracts, you could always just complete the log, right, and then head back to your traditional way of hunting, like maybe doing some chinchompas or salamanders, or even just sticking to the birdhouses like I did. Mining, one of the slowest skills in the entire game, and it takes a very long time to get from levels 1 to 99. And I'll tell you what I pretty much did to get to 99 was a lot of sand and a lot of the motherlode mine. Now, I did a lot of sand to help me with crafting. I got 99 crafting before I got 99 mining, so maybe you want to mine as much sand as you can until you maybe have enough for 99 crafting banked. But yeah, the motherlode mine is a really good option. It's AFK. It's even better than it is now, or it's even better now than it was when I did it because they have the upper level on the motherlode mine, which makes it way easier for depositing and AFKing, right? Yeah, very solid method overall. You get a nice variety of the ores as well. Some other methods that people do for 99 mining are like the really sweaty ones, like the desert mining that take the granite or whatever. And not the one where you're collecting sand, the like really efficient 2-tick whatever. But some cool new methods that have come out. Definitely shooting stars is an option. You can use the Discord, the shooting stars tracking Discord, and then you can just kind of hop to the world, click the rock, and you can AFK for whatever it is, 20 minutes at a time. It is very, very nice. Not the fastest XP in the world. We've also got options now like the Varlamore mining, the calcified deposits, right? This is also a good way to stack up those bone shards. Yeah, there's a nice variety of ways to train mining. Another cool method you can do if you want to make a lot of money is at 92 mining, you can start mining amethyst, and that can be a great option if you want to make a lot of money and AFK the skill. But personally, I think I would still do the motherlode mine. Smithing is a skill where you obviously smelt bars, ores into bars, and then make them into armor, right? There's been a lot of different methods that have been added over the years, right? Now, how I personally got to 99 was by using the blast furnace and doing gold. I actually finished it off with the Giant's Foundry, and that's kind of the method that I wanted to talk about today. A lot of people would be doing the Giant's Foundry. It's definitely a lot better than it was at release. We've got like the Runelite plugin to help you now. But it's one of those things where, again, I'd finish off the collection log and maybe I'd move on to something else. I wasn't the biggest fan of it myself. You can, you know, make money with it or not use a lot of money with it and also get some pretty damn good experience as well as the foundry points, right? I personally just really like the blast furnace way of training smithing. Also, from time to time, you could make the adamant plate bodies and pretty much break even or actually make a little bit of money getting some of the fastest smithing XP in the game. So that's definitely another method to look out for. Also, recently, people have been making oath plate, which is kind of funny. 99 fishing. Now, how I got to 99 fishing was a variety of different things. I did everything from fishing carabuans to salmon and trout to barbarian fishing to even something like temporis, right? I kind of was all over the place with fishing. And yeah, with fishing, definitely switch it up a little bit. Now, you can also do the mini game, the temporis, right? Which is very nice. You unlock this at level 35 fishing. And again, you can just stay here honestly until you complete the collection log. Very nice. There's even its own special pet here, which is great as well. Very fun mini game as well, pretty interactive, and offers some really cool rewards and also a lot of good supplies, especially being an Ironman. So fishing is something you could maybe even do first on your account. Other than that, I would recommend fishing a lot of carabuans because they're going to be really good food. And yeah, if you do temporis first, you can get the fish barrel, which will make fishing extremely AFK. If you want a fast method of fishing, then you're going to pretty much want to do the barbarian fishing, I guess, until sailing comes out. Cooking is a skill that's pretty fast, but it can also be difficult to train on an Ironman account. Now, personally, how I got to 99 cooking was by getting the Kingdom of Miscellanea to collect me tuna and also the swordfish, right? These days, you'd get a lot of the raw fish from temporis if you did it for your fishing, right? And other than that, I would just honestly get, all the way up until you can cook carabuans. And then cook carabuans. They're really fast XP, they're so easy to get, and they are amazing food. So honestly, I would just get 99 cooking these days with carabuans only. And obviously all the temporis loot that you get, you can cook up as well. But yeah, very, very nice to cook, very fast XP, and you should get 99 cooking fairly easy. Okay, firemaking, not much has changed. We did get bonfires kind of added to the game, and of course I did my 99 firemaking. I think it was the very first one on this account, and it was obviously done at Wintertod. No surprise there. Obviously, you're going to make line fires until 50, and then once you unlock Wintertod, you get some warm clothing, head there all the way to 99. Extremely fast skill, and also offers some really good rewards, especially, again, when starting an Ironman account. Now, you can also do bonfires if you want something to AFK. If you, say, have a ton of extra logs in the bank, like redwood logs or magic logs, you could sit at a bank and AFK them, or even maple logs from the Kingdom of Miscellanea. You could also do the lighting the fires manually for, I guess, the fastest XP in the game, but it's not that much better really than just doing Wintertod, unless you're like sweating it out with the redwood logs, right? But yeah, firemaking is a very easy and fast skill, and I would probably today still just do Wintertod. Woodcutting is kind of interesting, honestly, because there is forestry, and that was added to the game. I got 99 woodcutting. I believe it was the second one on my account, and I pretty much just chopped yew trees all the way to 99, which is kind of insane to think about. I was actually playing other games and RuneScape 3 even at the time, and I didn't even know how serious I wanted to be with old school, but I'm glad I spent those 2 or 3 months straight chopping yew trees to get myself the 99 woodcutting. Definitely took a while, but again, I wasn't really focused on it, and it kind of just happened passively for me. These days, I would recommend, honestly, doing forestry and completing the collection log for that. That's something that I missed out on the way to getting 99. Also, get yourself the log basket. It is super helpful for later on in woodcutting. Once you get to like 90 woodcutting, right, you can do the redwoods, and they're pretty damn good XP, about 50 to 60k an hour, and they are extremely AFK, especially if you have yourself the log basket. If you want really fast woodcutting XP, you could do like teaks or whatever, right? But woodcutting's a skill that you can kind of, have on the second monitor and passively get to 99. Would I do it differently today? Probably not, unless I wanted to go for maxing as quick as possible. Now for one of my favorite skills in the entire game, farming. Now farming is a skill a lot of people hate and they're just confused about it. There's so many different patches in the game. You're definitely going to want Runelite, and obviously you're going to have the farming plugin with Runelite. It will show you where all of the patches in the game are, and try and do as many quests as possible to unlock them all. Do your daily herbs, your daily trees, your daily fruit trees, everything you can to train farming. And if you don't have seeds, you could always play the tithe farm. Now, I played the tithe farm a little bit, but it's definitely something I wish I took advantage of when going for 99, right? You can get a really good XP, honestly, and you don't need seeds for it. And some of the rewards are really good from it as well. Again, make sure you're doing your daily birdhouse run so you always have consistent seeds, and whenever you unlock the farming guild, do the farming contracts as well to keep up with seeds. Other ways of getting seeds, right, are master farmers. It takes a long time, right? And again, obviously the bird's nests, but yeah, you'll get seeds as well from PVMing and stuff like that over time. But honestly, with farming, just plant everything you can, and eventually you'll get 99. And yeah, if you plant herbs, especially passively, I've already got almost 40 million farming XP, right? It's a great skill. Well, yeah, the game has definitely changed over the past 3 years since I've maxed. There's been so many new methods introduced into the game, and a lot of them I would definitely do now if I was going for maxing today, and I wish I could have taken advantage of them, especially some of the mini games like Guardians of the Rift, right? The Fletching mini game, right? Some of them are so good, and some of the rewards from them are just like, you almost have to, you know what I mean, right? Especially with like the log basket and forestry, right? You know, it's just almost essential at this point, right? Maxing has changed and the game has become a little easier over time, but that's kind of just almost expected, right? They're not going to make an update into the game that's worse XP or this or that, right? Nobody's going to really want to do it unless it's comparable, right? But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. Let me know down in the comments below if this will help you max, and also if you did any different methods for maxing, right? This will obviously change a little bit if you are a main account, right? You just Herblore, you make the best potions you can, right? But if it's something like mining or fishing, doesn't change a lot really, right? If you're a main versus an iron. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video. See ya later.